Hello designers, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gigi. I am a fashion designer based in London. In my channel, I do a lot of pattern making and sewing tutorial for women's wear and swimwear. If you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed. Thank you so much, designers. Thank you. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to sew your bodice that we did the pattern drafting for the bodice block and sleeve block. If you haven't watched my video how to make your sleeve and bodice block, I highly recommend to watch. I'm going to link somewhere here on the cards or in the description below, because for the next video, I'm going to do a different style for dresses and top, and we're going to use those bodice block. Now, let's get started. For this tutorial, you will need your sleeve block we did on the previous video, and you also need your bodice block back and your bodice block front. So you also need calico, pencil or pen, scissors and ruler. Now get your front bodice block and place your calico on fold. Now place over it. Make sure you leave some room on the side because we're going to add seam allowance, because the block hasn't got a seam allowance. Just place. I'm going to add extra 22 centimeters for my bodice. So this is our waistline. So now we're going to add seam allowance. You usually add 1 centimeter around and then 2 centimeters at the bottom. So just go like this with my ruler. I love this ruler because it has got like 1 centimeter seam allowance line already. Well, here we're going to add 2 centimeters because that's for the hem. You always add 2 centimeters to 1.5 centimeters for the hem. So one trick that I learned at university and at the college when I was doing my pattern making course, for you to transfer the dot, if you like get a pin and then you pin here, this one, and then get another pin and then just pin here. So now you have put your pin, so make sure you pin your fabric. So now if you turn around your pattern, we have those pins here. So this is how we're going to transfer the dot to the other side. Just mark down with the pen or pencil. Now let's do the notch there. We have one here, one there. Now we know we have two notch here, so we're gonna draw the line. So we don't need those pins anymore. Get your ruler and then redraw the dot. And then your side dot. Okay, your back piece. Place your fabric on forward, but we're not going to cut the back piece in forward because we need to put a zip at the back. The zip is usually between 2 centimeters to 1.5 centimeters. That's the industry standard. So now trace your back block again. Mark your dots. Now I'm going to add another 22 centimeter like I did on my front piece. And draw your dot. Draw around 1 centimeter seam allowance. And then here 2 centimeter, just like we did on the front piece. For the center back, you can add 1.5 centimeters or 2 centimeters. So I'm going to add 1.5 centimeters for my zip. So again, we need to transfer the dot on the other side. Just put a pin. So you have to put this pin before you cut your calico because you want to make sure the fabric is not moving around. But with the calico and calico fabric, because the fabric is very stiff, I'm using it, I think it's a medium weight calico, so it's very stiff. It stays really well in place. So now I'm just going to pin around so that I can cut my fabric. Now turn your pad around and then just draw like a little dot for your notch. Now we can remove the pin so we can draw a dot on the other side. And now we have cut a back with the same allowance at the back for the zip, and we have cut our front as well on the fold. Next we're going to cut our sleeve. Get your calico, fold in half and place your sleeve. On the fabric, say in your final fabric, the main reason why we have a grain line is that, say this is the end of your fabric, so when you place your pattern, you have to make sure from the grain line to the end of your fabric it measures the same to the bottom one, so all the way down. So let's say we just did here, so here's 19 from the grain line to the end of the fabric, and if we measure again it's the same. So basically you just go around from the grain line. So that's how you should always cut your pattern for your final piece, because when you do that it means that the fabric has been cut on the right direction for your grain line. So which is this, can you see this? This is like the grain of the fabric. So in that case my grain line is placed the right way, so we're going to trace around. Now we're going to add the seam allowance, so you can just do seam allowance 1 centimeter all around. For your hem you can put 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeters and a half. So I'm going to put 1.5 centimeters and a half. So now you do your sleeve head. And now that I have added my seam allowance, I'm just going to pin around to make sure my fabric is all in place when I'm cutting. Do your notch. Because calico is all the same, it's very hard for you to say which one is the inside and inside out. So I just like to write like inside, because when you pin together, so this is gonna be your inside, so they both has to be like this. Just make sure. So this is your sleeve, your back piece and your front piece on the fold. We're going to start off by do a dot. Just get the 2 notch, fold. You can press if you like, but if you just like rub it like this, then should be fine. So 1 dot is done. Let's do the other side. If you find this hard, you can just do like a line in the middle. You can just do a line in the middle. Like that. So now it's going to be easier to fold. So next we're going to sew here, sew there, sew there, and there. Now get your back piece. I have sewn all my dots. That's the back piece one, and this is the other back piece. So I sewn all my dots. And this is the front piece, so my dot is all sewn. And on the side one as well. So now what I'm going to do, just to make my dot stay still, so I'm just going to trim around here. Just make sure you don't go all the way. I'm going to do the same. So now next, I'm going to give a really nice press. I have pressed all my dots. One thing that you have to know, when you press your dot, say the side one always have to go down this direction, and the middle one always have to go this way towards the side seam. Same here, your dot direction has to go that side, and then that will go down. Turn your front piece right side together and get your back piece, and then place in your front right side together and pin on the shoulder. Do the same on the other one. Place right side together and pin on the shoulder. So here, so there. So I have stitched this shoulder. Now I'm just going to press it here and press it there. Make sure it's nicely pressed. Next, get your sleeve piece. To be easier for us, we're going to do a gather around here. We're going to do a gathering and around here. I just did a very like a burst stitch so we can make the gathering. So if you just pull your thread from the bottom, repeat on the other one. You always pull the thread at the bottom. Put on the side. Get your dress. Now I'm going to place the sleeve on the armhole. So get your sleeve, place right side together, place on the armhole, make sure the notch is matching with the middle one. And I remember when we did the pattern making, we did a notch on the front, which is just one, and there's a 2 notch on the back one. So this side should be at the back side. And pin around the armhole. And we're going to stitch around. Let's do the same for the other side. Place your sleeve right side together. Make sure the notch is matching the center. Go ahead to the sewing machine and stitch along. So we have added the sleeve. Next, we're going to do the side seam. So grab your sleeve, fold in half. Make sure the waist notch is matching. We're going to sew around the sleeve all the way to the bodice. Okay, get your sleeve, fold in half. Make sure your side seam is matching. So I have sewn my side seam both sides, as you can see here. So next we're just going to do a little cut, just a little bit, don't go all the way in. And I'm just going to trim around the armhole just a little bit so that it's comfortable. So usually you do a little trim around curves so that way it helps stays on. Next we're going to sew our zip at the back. Place center back, right side together. This is my zip. I'm going to use a red zip so it's easier for you guys to see. So before we do a zip, you need to measure. So I'm going to stop around here. From your zip, you want to leave about 2 to 3 centimeters from where you stop. Now we're going to do a normal stitch all the way down. Now sew all the way there and stop. So I have stitched my center back, but I just stitched all the way with normal stitch, and then I did the blast stitch here because we're going to undo this afterwards when we attach the zip. So like that. Next, okay, open your seam or just press. I have just pressed my central back seam. Now get your zip right side and wrong side together. So this is the final result for my bodice block and sleeve block. So this was made based on my own measurement. That's what I recommend everyone to do. You should have your own bodice block, so that way you can make a different style, say for your dress, your tops. I'm really happy how this turned out, and this is all based on my own measurement. Every single measurement was mine. From the bodice block that we did, I just added extra 22 centimeters, so it's a bit longer. It's like a dress, so the back fits really well. When I move, see, there's enough room for me to move because this is all made from the woven material. Fits very well on my waist, to both sides, and the back as well fits pretty well. The only thing that I need to do alteration is for my sleeve. If you see here, see when I move my arm, my sleeve, see, my sleeve is a bit shorter, so I need to add, I probably need to add about 6 centimeters. That's the only thing I need to change.